Okay, we're gonna go down this street. It's called George Chinnery Street. Rua George Chinnery. There's a sign right there. It's either Rua Chinnery or George Chinnery. But it's about a watercolor artist. And the street's named after him. So we're gonna highlight this street right here. But before we even go down, there's a beautiful church over here. So this church is San Lorenzo, I believe. St. Lawrence's, I believe. I always thought this building was kind of cool as well. With all these kind of balconies, goes all the way up, like wraparound balconies like that. And then there's a pretty cool apartment all the way down that way that I always thought was interesting as well. And we're kind of in front of this giant McDonald's with this huge window. And we're just gonna head all the way down that way. Hey, Macau. 2022. Filming the city, street by street. Let's check it all out. Chiquinha, chiquinha, toma cuidado da movidinha. Chiquinha. Okay, so let's head on down the street a little bit. Some pretty cool architecture. Actually looks kind of cool with those people walking down like that. Just kind of take a look. Interesting building right there. St. Lawrence's Church. And if you go all the way down, it goes to Sonata Square, and there's like a Filipino area, and you'll see some Filipinos in this area too. Okay, let's head on down our target street, which is George Chinnery. What is that called? Yeah, Rua George Chinnery. Well, it even has its own tourist name right here. So all these are kind of for the tourists. So there's St. Lawrence's Church, St. Joseph's Seminary, Mandarin House, Rua George Chinnery, and then the San Lorenzo Municipal Market. So this is our target street right here. And we're gonna walk on down. I guess it's easier if I go over to this side of the street. That looks kind of cool. Okay. Actually, it looks pretty tasty right there. Actually, this street is kind of short. Just remembered how short it was. That's alright though, we got some kind of cool stuff along the way. And I gotta tell the George Chinnery story anyways. And before we do, just gonna go in here real quick because this is kind of interesting spot because of all these. So this is a older painting of Hong Kong. And this particular restaurant has a lot of kind of memorabilia. There's Marilyn Monroe, Charlie Chaplin, Bruce Lee. So it kind of has like a Hong Kong-ish. And then let's just kind of walk in real quick. Oh yeah, got this whole style. Got spaghetti. So this is kind of like a Hong Kong cafe. Let's just kind of walk in briefly. Okay. So pretty cool spot. And then there's the stairs out of here. So this spot has like some really cool Michael Jackson number ones. John Woo. I think John Woo is really important for cinema. So a lot of people studied him out of Hong Kong as well. Yeah, and you got Bruce Lee there too. I always thought that this one was kind of cool. Let's see what the name of this is. I guess the name is here, I guess. Okay, so George Chinnery. Let's tell you about that guy. So that guy was here in the 1800s. And back before there was photographs and cameras and stuff like that, people had to draw everything. So he became a prominent watercolorist, and his work would go back to Europe. This is a Portuguese colony at that time, but he was from England. So he would send his stuff back to England, and this was kind of I think it was before Hong Kong really existed, I think. So I think Hong Kong was 1849 or something like that, 47 maybe, and he was 49, I think, something like that. So I think Chinnery was like 1830s, I think. This opens up this other street right here. So that's our target street. So George Chinnery, he was a watercolorist, and so his work became kind of like what Asia looked like. So a lot of people would buy his artwork in Europe, and then it inspired a lot of people to see what China looked like, or Macau, and so it brought a lot of watercolorists in, and then they would I think there was like schools everywhere. Kind of my understanding was that he would be like around here, St. Lorenzo, and then Rua Chinnery, of course, the Chinese medicine place. I'm gonna walk down this street in a minute, but before we go down, I just want to kind of go down behind us a little bit. So I think I kind of want to just poke down a little bit over that way as well. But he inspired a lot of people to come to Macau and learn watercoloring from him, and they would come here and watercolor all these scenes, and then of course there's a trade to that as well, so they could make money as a watercolor artist, sell their paintings back in Europe, and that was kind of a big business. It's kind of a cool street right there too. Huh. Kind of want to go down all these streets. So yeah, this whole area has a lot of interesting stuff everywhere. I could film almost any one of these. Okay, let's go back to our target street, which is Rua George Chinnery. So they kind of commemorate him with a street name, and his name is in other places as well. So you'll see it kind of has like historical meaning to it, because he really did bring a lot of interest into the city from Europeans. And I'm not really sure exactly, but I think he was a British guy that came here first, right? And then I think there was a lot of interest in the British with Hong Kong as well. So I don't know the whole connection with that, but I know that he was a British watercolor artist that brought in a lot of interest in China and Macau. And he would do his artwork in this city. He lived in this city, so he's kind of quite well known here. And we got this little beautiful spot too. Okay. So that was our street right down there. George Chinnery, right where that green building is at. And that note, oh, these guys are back. These guys, last time I was here, they said hello. They said, welcome to Macau. Kind of friendly. Okay, St. Lorenzo's way up there as well. Let's end it right there. Okay, Macau 2022. Filming the city, street by street. Let's check it all out. Chiquinha, Chiquinha.